What's going on, guys? Welcome to another live stream session with Phrankleen. If you're watching this as a playback, thank you for stopping by. This is a session called Say It Like It Is, where we basically deal with eclectic topics and whatnot. All right, people send me their stories to my email address at foodchannel1960@gmail.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can look in the description below. You find my email address. Okay, let's see who is online. Let's get started. So some of you have been sending me emails and like, Phrankleen, you've basically, I've been a bit inconsistent lately. I apologize. That's just because life happens, in the background of things. I'm going to go back to being a lot more active like I used to. But I have what's up, Tiffany? Let's see who is online. Alida, what's going on? Eunice, what's up, people? If you can hear me, you can see me, hit the like button, all right? If you're seeing me looking in that direction, I'm looking at my laptop, all right? Because it's connected to the camera, so. And I've also got my phone on the side here, in case you realize that I'm looking in the other direction, all right? What's going on, man? If you can hear me, you can see me, smash the like button, smash the like button. So, Sabi Sabs. So I want to talk about something really interesting today. Last Sunday through overnight, I talked about these topic on my Instagram channel, and it was a good time. And I promised that I was going to do the same on my YouTube channel. And it's a very important topic. It's a very, very important topic that it's worth, it's a mixture of my observation, and it's just worth discussing, and we'll see how that goes, okay? Why are we afraid of African spirituality? If you can hear me, you can see me, please give consideration to smashing the like button. If you haven't, give consideration to hitting the subscribe button, all right? And if you've subscribed, select the bell button, all right? Basically, that lets you know when I'm online and stuff like that, and you can catch my live stream. Yes, somebody's asking, Phrankleen, where have you been? For the past few weeks, the sort of my level of consistency in terms of banging out videos kind of dropped, just because, a few activities in the background. That's going to pick up again, okay? I apologize unreservedly for particularly my viewers and people that support me, and you're wondering what's going on with Phrankleen. Life happens and stuff, all right? So, as I was saying, before we crack on, this episode is sponsored by Adron Homes. I'm going to show you something on the screen in a moment. Adron Homes, basically, I've been talking about this for a while. It's a reliable real estate company in Nigeria, all right? Absolutely 100% reliable company. No gimmicks, no tricks, no illegalities, none of those things. So, for those, my brothers and sisters in the West, that you are considering owning lands and whatnot, in Nigeria, and then maybe you got families and old friends that have let you down and stuff, okay? I got a business partnership with Adron Homes, okay? And if you decide to go on, I'll share my screen in a moment before we carry on with today's show. I'll show you that with just a deposit of as little as 25,000 naira, you can buy into a plot of land, a parcel of land, and you can pay monthly. And if you've got the money to buy outrightly, okay, you can also do that. So they've got, what do you call now? They've got lands across several, locations. So I'm going to show you in a very, very, very quick moment. Just give me 1 second. Aha, Great stuff. So if you're seeing my screen right now, I hope you can see my screen. So they've got a Ramadan offer going on. So they also do gift packs. There is 20% discount, up to 30% discount, and up to a maximum of 40% discount on each parcel of land. So, but in the interest of time, I'm not going to be able to go through, each and every one. So as you're looking at my screen at the moment, for example, estate in Ede area called, or let me say in Abuja area, for those that are familiar with Abuja, right? Central Park and Gardens, okay? It's a fantastic location. Now, the actual price is 3 million naira. If you go for the 20% discount, which you pay across 24 months, it goes for 2.4 million. The 30% discount, 2.1 million, you pay for 24 months as well. 40% discount, which is the highest discount you get. Goes for 1.8 million naira. It's a Ramadan promo that's going on at the moment. As you know, there's Ramadan going on. So if you want to jump on it, all you have to do is send me an email to foodchannel1960@gmail.com and say, Phrankleen, please send me the flyer and application pack, and I'll do that with immediate effect. They got lands in Shagamu, Ibadan, Shimawa, Abeokuta, Ikorodu, Ibejuleki, Nasarawa, Kajola, Atota, which is in Abeokuta, Badagry, Suleja, Ijebu-Ode, Abuja, Ede, and the list goes on. And they are for fantastic. Now, what's amazing is you can invest for yourselves. You can either invest, keep your portfolio, and you can sell them off and cash out good money, right, in a couple of years or so. You can buy this for the future of your children. You can also buy to build in any of their estates if you so want to, all right? It's a fantastic idea. Rather than leaving your dollars, your euros, or your pounds sterling just sitting in the bank and not exactly working for you. Let that marinate for a moment, all right? I am your agent. To be clear, you're not paying Phrankleen any dime of your money if you decide to buy the lands, all right? I'm your agent. I'll be handling the reconciliation process, the paperwork, and the administrative side of things for you. But you'll be paying directly into the business account of the company, all right? If you do buy your land, you get all your contract of sale, all the necessary documents. I don't handle your cash. I'm just a dude who basically will chase up the process from start to finish, if that makes sense. For as little as 25,000 naira, you can deposit and you can pay for your land monthly. If you've got the bread, you can buy it outrightly. Send an email to foodchannel1960@gmail.com and I will send you the application pack. foodchannel1960@gmail.com and just say, Phrankleen, I'm interested in the real estate. That's pinned on the street now. I mean, on the screen now. Sorry, Phrankleen, I'm interested in the land offer. Would you be kind to send me the application pack and relevant details, and I'll do that immediately. All right. So there you go. Yeah, somebody's asking my Instagram. If you want to follow me on Instagram @Phrankleen, okay? Forgive me, I had to talk about that. It's important that we can use our resources, make the best of the monies you're making in the West. And some of you really want to invest, but you haven't got an idea, all right? So this is one. A lot of people have jumped on this opportunity, by the way. Because I've been talking about this for a few weeks now, a lot of people have come in the background and they've actually jumped on it. When I mean jumped on it, loads of people have bought lands outrightly, loads of people have signed up and they are paying monthly. All right. So what are you waiting for? Now, let's talk about today's topic, which is why are we afraid of African spirituality? So the other day, I went to a friend. All right. Thank you, Gail. Just it's on the screen. Food Channel 1960. Thank you, Gail. At gmail.com. So I went to a friend of mine a few days ago. Got married. So I was with him days prior, and as we went into a local Chinese restaurant, to get, takeaway, just to grab some food for the night. And we're standing, we placed our orders and we're waiting. And we saw if you're familiar with Chinese restaurants and takeaways, they always have these loads of artifacts, or sort of like things that represent the Chinese beliefs, their spirituality. It could be like a dragon, it could be a cat. The popular one is the cat, like a fat cat that sits down. It's got a swivel in the arm, and it goes like that. They have them in different sizes. You usually find it on their counters. You can find it in the corner of the restaurants, or at the place, the counter where you were paying. I'm sure you've seen that, right? Now, check this out. Over the years, I've been seeing this, right? If you go into a Turkish kebab shop, you find all sorts of things that represent their spirituality, their beliefs. And the other day as well, a while back, a couple of months ago, I remember I stopped at a favorite kebab shop, right? I was getting some lamb chops and something like that. And I remember they were hanging some stuff right at the top whilst the guy was sorting out my order. And I asked the gentleman and I said, what's that stuff? Because I was a bit curious. And I said, what does that represent? And he turned around and said, he just said, it's for good luck. And he didn't tell me much. All right. So I knew that, of course, he's a lot deeper than that. Then I said, I was curious. I kind of pressed him a little bit. It was gracious. And he then, surprisingly, not particularly surprising, but he just started talking about spirituality, right? In terms of his Turkish beliefs. I'm telling you right now, he wasn't talking about Islam or Christianity. No. And then I paid attention, and I asked him, and I said, bro, I said, so you believe that, this is going to, he said, yeah. And he was telling me about how his family, his bloodline, how, this is big, this is what. And he was telling me that, oh, I could even make this into like a sort of like a wristband for you. And, you can activate this. He was talking about activate this and connect this to your person, and you can speak to it in times of emergency if you believe, blah, blah, blah. Now, I couldn't knock the brother, right? I paid close attention, and I showed utmost, respect and regard for what he was talking about. Now, back to the Chinese restaurant. So I was having this conversation with my friend, and I was looking at him, and I said, dude, coffee. I said, dude, have you noticed, for someone that's lived in the diaspora for donkey years, I said, have you noticed how we walk into Chinese restaurants, we walk into Chinese buffets and all that. We see all the Chinese dragons. We see all the Chinese artifacts, the Buddha, statues and whatever things they believe in. If you go into an Indian restaurant, whatever artifacts, whatever name you want to call it, that represent their belief system, their spirituality, they display them openly, right? They hang them. They place them in corners strategically. They put them next to the till where your cash goes into. There was a thought process behind it. So I was saying to my friend, I said, over the years that we walk into Chinese restaurants and takeaways, I said, yeah, thank you, Johan. Don't forget their calendars that they give us each Chinese New Year. Thank you. Thank you. I like that. I'll say something about that in a moment, right? Now, I say we trust these people enough with our dollars, with our pounds sterling, with our euros, with our currency. We trust them enough to make our foods. I love king prawn fried rice. I love, house special fried rice, chow mein, whatever you like, dried salt and pepper spare ribs, blah, 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 blah. Whatever you guys like, you know what I'm saying, your samosas, your spring rolls, you order your stuff, you trust them enough, right? What goes on in the kitchen, you and I don't see, but you trust them enough to make your food, to package it, to give it to you, or to put it on the table and you eat it, you go about your business, right? This is societal conditioning. Now, I'm not suggesting that the Chinese people are bad people or they poison us or whatever. All right, that's not what I'm saying. Black folks, you and I, will conveniently walk into Chinese restaurants with our friends, our family, our children, even our pregnant women, right? We go in there, we sit down, we eat their food. Meji. You don't think twice. You don't have no suspicions. You don't think there might be an energy in that atmosphere that's not meant for you. That's not meant for your Ori. Now, you don't doubt them. Now, like Yewande said, don't forget their calendars that they give us each Chinese New Year. Absolutely. Even here in the West, the Chinese culture, their beliefs is so well regarded that in the Western system, in the school's curriculum, they respectfully being the objective word, incorporated the Chinese New Year observation into the school's curriculum. They make your children, your toddlers, they make them, oh, it's the Chinese New Year, they paint dragons and all that. I've got nothing against that. That's okay. That's fine. My children went through that phase. They observe it that the Chinese, they don't really align with the Gregorian calendar, right? They call it the Chinese New Year. Do you understand? That's why when you observe, people look at the Chinese, for example, you say they are sort of like, they're pretty much like disconnected from the wider society. They are so into themselves. Money, business circulate amongst them. They enrich, they empower themselves. They are closely knit sort of people. But here's my point though. If you, they don't even follow the English calendar. In the new year, they are off work. I have to wait weeks for my deliveries even from China. Same with Chinese in the UK. They take their weeks off. Absolutely, Yewande, you're absolutely right. 100%. 100%. So, but for the purposes of this segment, my salient point is when you walk into a Chinese person's takeaway and whatnot, business premises, you find their Buddhas, you find the cat with a swiveling arm, you find all the artifacts, you find all the things that, the dragon, you find all of these things. I could say, they are mostly visually appealing. I've got nothing against it. That represent who they are, that represent their belief system. The same thing with the Indians and whatnot. Thank you, Toby. They embrace their they embrace their culture unapologetically. Thank you, Toby. I couldn't have said it better. That's absolutely apt. That's my point. Now, the same black folks, if you walk into a Nigerian restaurant, Yarisi, somewhere in Dalston, somewhere in Southeast London, somewhere in Manchester, Yarisi owns the shop. And Yarisi or Mrs. Adeshino and her husband own that particular restaurant. Pay attention to this. They have a banging jollof rice. They do ayamashi. The pounded yam and the foriro is fantastic. It will blow your taste buds apart. Their food is great. It's lush. If you walk into that Nigerian restaurant, and I'm talking to black folks now, and they have some type of artifacts in the corner of that restaurant, that represents, that suggests that they are inclined to Ifa or African spirituality. Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you. If they display a couple of cowrie shells just hanging or dangling, I think you already know what I'm about to say. Our people will be up in arms. You will dive into social media faster than the speed of light. It will become a propaganda. They would say that person, Otitendi. I'm not even talking about other races now. We will have all adjectives in the book to label that black business owner as, woo, they've done X, Y, Z. Oh, they're tapping into your Ori. By the way, if you hear me say Ori, any Orisha, I am an Orisha. Any Ti Orisha. All right? In line with African spirituality. So I am an Orisha. So Ori. If you walk into a Nigerian restaurant, name any of your favorite African restaurant or Nigerian restaurant in London, in Manchester, in Leeds, whatever, and you meet some kind of artifacts or some kind of, or they put like a carving that says, these represent Ogun, Ogunakaye, Olominlefejewe, Olashonlefimokimaborabiasho. They have something about Ogun in the corner, something about Oya in the corner. They have a representation of, just a representation of their belief system, their traditional belief. Black folks will be out of that door faster than the speed of light. Somebody will slander on Twitter and the propaganda starts. In fact, the white folks and everyone else just need to get their buckets of popcorn, lean back and just watch. And we will tear that person to shreds. Now, I'm going somewhere with this. This coffee is delicious. We'll call it witchcraft. We'll call it every toxic name in the book. Now, see, what really beggars belief is the hypocrisy involved. Somebody said, our culture has been stripped, as others have said. It's been sold back to us. Thank you, Jeremy. I love that. Our culture is being sold back to us. You don't understand, man. The reason why I'm having this conversation is Black people don't have the understanding how severely damaged we are. And when I say damaged, I'm actually talking about the thought process. The damage, that the way I'm looking at it, man. Thank you, Jerry D. Phrankleen, nice topic. We as Black people need to talk more on this. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. That's why I'm talking about it. So let me tell you something. African spirituality. By the way, for the records, okay, I'm gonna get there in a moment. So the mental conditioning in our societies. Let me talk about Ifa briefly. As someone who's a proud Orumila general, a proud follower of Orumila Baba Agbomiregun, all right, I was born into Christianity and all that. I saw through the lies. I grew up in church and all that, but that's not the emphasis now. I'm a proud follower of African spirituality. What you will find is when you begin to have conversation with people within your jurisdiction or slightly outside of your jurisdiction within our community, what you will find is what you think you are just learning about Ifa or the journey that you are you've embarked upon, a bunch of people that you know to be the frontliners in your churches and mosques are actually a lifetime practitioners of African spirituality. And then you are taken aback. So what I'm actually saying is, we are mentally conditioned to lie, to pretend, to deceive, to live our lives as being absolutely hypocritical. So, what I'm saying is, your dad or your mom or your uncle or that person that you've known for donkey years that's pretty much been, oh, my dad is a deacon in church. Oh, my mom's is a prophetess. Oh, my dad's an evangelist. Now that you're older, maybe now you think you're an adult, you sit down, you're trying to kick it with your dad, and you're like, oh, dad, just to let you know. And then, surprise, surprise, dad drops the bombshell. Like, yeah. I've also done my Ishefa. I did that years ago. Ishefa, by the way, is when it's like your induction into Ifa, African spirituality, right? You get your head, your Ori, you get it recalibrated. You get dead energies activated. Thank you. They all have babalawos. Now, it's societal conditioning as well. The way we grew up, most of us, our thought process was shaped by Nollywood and all the rest. Just by dropping the keyword babalawo, what triggers in the thought process instantaneously is you think demonic. You think instantaneously when you hear, you can't sit down and say, hey man, how's your day been? Oh yeah, I was just on the phone to my babalawo, just having a chat about a couple of things that are heavy on my mind. If you're sitting with your peers in our society, in our community, I can assure you, just imagine me sitting down, we're just socializing, and you're like, oh, Phrankleen, I was calling you earlier. You didn't pick up my call. Oh, sorry, I was on the phone to my babalawo. We're just having a chat about, some important things. You just, whoa, holy moly, right? Your average Nigerian or average black person will be like, God damn. They will instantaneously label you as being demonic. Says who? It's called Isheshi. You understand me? This is the practice of my ancestors, your ancestors. Before the invaders came and beat their religion into our lungs. Some of you have no idea, you have no understanding, you have absolutely no idea about the bloodline that you emanated from. Do you know why? A lot of us, especially from those of us from Nigeria or whatever, I don't know about Kenya or any of those African countries, because a lot of our parents want to buy with messing, want to buy a sing with latile. So whilst you grew up, they would tell you horrific stories about village. That's why I say that to jokingly, we have this common saying amongst ourselves. Oh, the village people. Oh, our village people are doing something to us. Oh, don't. A lot of us, that's why you grow up to be an adult, you know nothing about your bloodline. You know nothing about your family tree. You know nothing. You see, I keep saying bloodline. White people don't joke. Chinese people, Indians, and all these people, they do not play checkers with their blood lineage. Why should you? They don't. It's only black people. It's very easy for you to live in the West and find a 25-year-old fully blown British accent, born here. They tell you, oh, I'm Nigerian. Oh yeah, I'm Nigerian. Oh, are you? Nice to meet you. They only know about jollof rice. They know the latest music by Wizkid or Davido. Oh, what part of Nigeria are you from? Oh, my dad's from Ijebu. What do you know about Ijebu? Huh? They haven't got a clue. You don't understand the severity of this. Some of you might be like, oh yeah, whatever. Black people actually think it's cool that you got American accent, you got British accent. That I don't really go to the village. Do you know what I mean? There's a bunch of them. I've got them in my family too. So you have names like, some of you have names like Ogundari, Ogunshaki, Ogundipe, and you have been mentally derailed and or conditioned to believe those names are demonic. Who are the charlatans that lied to you? That names that emanated from a powerful bloodline as or as a child of Oduduwa land, that those names are in fact bad names. Who lied to you? And then within the confines of the churches of the invaders' religion, they tell you that your names, like Ogundari, must be changed to Oluwadari. Are you buzzing? So what they're doing there is finally stripping you of your identity, who you are. Take a man's identity, he's lost. Ogundele, Ogun, Odari, Ogun, Ogunlakaye, Olominlefejewe, the god of iron. It's a powerful bloodline. You need to be connected to African spirituality for you to activate your universal energies so that you can actually enjoy fulfillment, what the universe appointed you to do on this planet, so that you can actually touch on fulfillment. One more where you would know how to move, what not to do. A bunch of us are lost. In fact, we are so lost, we'll be the ones ripping our shirts and be at the gate of churches and mosques, acting as self-appointed gatekeepers. You will be fighting on behalf of the invaders to destroy your own lineage. We are a bunch of severely damaged people. This is what I'm saying. If you walk into your favorite Nigerian restaurant, doesn't matter how banging their jollof rice is, it doesn't matter how tasty their grilled fish is, it doesn't matter how their seafood okra tastes. If you catch a whiff, I'm talking about the average black person, they spot that, oh, hang on, can you imagine? I'm on the woman again. What can you check it out? I don't call him like that. It's a lie. Who is this? Phrankleen, I think part of the issue is knowing the true spiritualist. There's so many scams out there. Brother, let me address that very quickly. You know, I've heard that. Thank you for saying that, though. Mr. Olariwaju Abraham. Let me see if I can pin that. First of all, let me address that. I like that statement by that brother. First of all, let me tell you something. Spirituality is about knowing thyself, knowing yourself. All right? In the early days, whereby you're trying to find your feet and all that stuff, baby steps in every walks of life, in every facet of life, baby steps are okay. Somebody's got to hold your hand, kind of show you the path or whatnot. And then you grow from there, okay? But you see, these ideas of it's about knowing true spiritualist and blah, 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 blah. The problem is, one of the fundamental reasons why a lot of people will get into predicaments where they get into the hands of scammers. Let me first of all say this. The universe that you live in, you and I live in, is governed by good and bad. Really, atibuburu. That's how life is. In every walks of life, you find good and bad. All right? Doesn't exactly make that thing bad. Do you understand me? Now, in African spirituality, what you find is most of the people that desperately want to benefit from African spirituality. To respond to that, brother, most of the people are chancers. What do I mean? They are chancers. What do I mean by that? They are people that just want to bounce in. I've got this particular problem in this current phase of my life, and Baba, they just want somebody to fix it for them. Once the problem sort of disappears and it's being solved, they want to bounce back to their filthy ways. Or in fact, to make matters worse, they will then go back to the environment of their invaders' religion and lie that their sky god has in fact done XYZ for them. Do you understand? So many chances, so many chances, so many liars. You cannot fool the universe. You cannot trick the universe. So, what am I saying? African spirituality is not a quick fix. It's not paracetamol. It's not cocodamol. Do I have your attention? It's not a painkiller. It's a way of life. And that's where the problem is. Because what you find is, like I was telling you earlier, there is a plethora of people. Some of them have even done Ishefa. They have been inducted. But because keeping up with the Joneses, keeping up appearances, what would the society say? Oh, people must not know that. That's it. People must not know that I'm into. I'm a proud follower of I'm a practitioner of this. The people must not know. So I live a lie. I'll be a deacon in church. I'll call my babalawo. I sneak. Side of shori bibo. Bibori. Catering to your ori is great. It's fascinating. Living a life. But then when you're doing all of these things through your lifetime, who are you fooling? That's why you see all of these. I was saying on my 1 second. So what that brother was saying earlier about people, because you know why? It's like saying you have £10,000. You found a business opportunity and you just want to desperately invest that you want to invest that £10,000 very quickly. You just want to make £1,000,000. You don't want to follow organic and steady and grueling process of growing a business, learning the ropes, failing, learning, growing, equipping yourself mentally, physically, in whatever regard. So you want to circumvent the process, you want to cut corner, wake up tomorrow morning, bang, you have £1,000,000, you're rich. It doesn't work like that. This is why I said there are so many people, they understand the potency of African spirituality. They understand the potency, but they are chancers. They are very selfish. They are charlatans. Some of you are probably watching me. So let me tell you, man, you don't need a university degree. You don't even need to be a babalawo, a custodian of the secrets of the universe to recognize desperation. When you are desperate, you become vulnerable in any regard, in any phase of life. When somebody, even when you're transacting business, if somebody realizes that you're desperate, right? You're literally desperate. You desperately just want to get that thing. They can see your desperation. They weaponize that desperation against you. That's why it's very easy for a lot of people to fall into the hands of unscrupulous babalawos. Now, the fact that you fall into the hands of so-called scammers. Now, some of those people that you're talking about, those charlatans that present themselves as, custodians of the secrets of the universe, they know who is what's going on, man. Let me see. What's going on? Let me see. African spirituality can go to a very dark place. We believe in the power of the dead, and doing so has made us harm others. It's did you hear what I said? Jerry, the universe is governed by good and bad. So this is how a lot of people are misled. So let me tell you this very quickly. I'll give you another example in response to that Jerry person. Okay? Because, there's a lot of misconception. There is a lot of misconception. Being in possession of power isn't exactly the problem. Dissemination of power, application of power is what exposes people for who they really are. What do I mean? So when you go to courts, you know automatically that a judge sitting there has power. A police officer that stops you on the street is powerful because they are law-abiding. I'm sorry, not law-abiding, law enforcement agents, police officers, right? So they have the power to arrest. They have the power to enforce the law. So because a police officer stops me, does that make him a bad police officer? Does that make them a bad police? No. So when a police officer stops you and say, "Afternoon, officer, what have you stopped me for?" And then you realize that racial profiling kicks in, and then they become aggressive and intimidating, and then they make a false arrest. They even go further to falsify witness statements. They run a framing fraud against you. They abuse their access to the National Police database to build up falsehood against you. Now, that's abuse of power, abuse of position. A judge that should respect your right to fair trial circumvents the due process to deny you of justice, right? Suppresses your evidences, throws you behind bars, or kicks your case out of the court in an improper collusion with the other party. Do you see? So what the judge has done is they've misused their power. You could also stand in another courtroom where a judge will sit down and listen to you, and the judge will sensibly, meaningfully use the same judicial powers to say, right, in the case of such and such versus such and such and such, right, I'm making an order that within the next 14 days, go and disclose XYZ documents. Upon looking at this and this and this, award this person the sum of £200,000 in compensation. Such and such should be sent to jail for falsifying the records of such and such and such and such, right? That's basically using their powers appropriately. So this is just examples about how the planet is governed. The universe is governed by good and bad. So the inhabitants of the planet have the ability to then make their own choices. It's the same way for Babalawos, right? The custodians of the secrets of the universe. Now, of course, it can be devastating if you fall into the hands of unscrupulous, spiritualists who abuse their positions, all right? Because they can mess up your data set, your Ori, they can do and undo because they have, in fact, when they get initiated into the order, they normally swear an oath to say, I will not misuse this. But I want your buruku, those bad and toxic custodians of such powers, the universe usually end up tearing the rest of their lives apart. If you go and research, because when you what do you call it? When you violate people and you destroy lives, it would always come back to get you. Just give me a second, man. Do I have your attention? So we've been misled. In fact, what is also common in our community in line with that is you will find people that will tell you that African spirituality is toxic. I'm talking within our communities. And these people they enjoy the benefits of African spirituality 24/7. The custodians of the secrets of the universe. They have the ability, yeah? They have their third eye activated, the good ones. They have the ability to control, to connect, to activate the universe accordingly, in your regard, in your best interest. Trust me. That's why there's something, I talked about this on Instagram a couple of days ago. In African spirituality, we have something called Akosejaye. So, for the purposes of those that might not understand Yoruba, Akosejaye, I think for older people, if you missed it as a child and then you try to do that as an adult, as it's called Esentaye. Now, check this, Akosejaye. Do you know that, like I said, there's the guy that one of the people that watches my channel. I said this on Instagram. The gentleman sent me a long email and said, Phrankleen, because I've lived in China for X number of years, I only found out recently that the Chinese, in terms of their spirituality, they have a similar practice whereby when they have their children, they consult the spirituality, they consult energies that basically downloads the universal data set associated with the Ori of that child. This bundle of joy that I'm holding in my hand, otherwise known as a child, what is this child appointed to become, to do in this dispensation? Right? For people that are spiritually blind or non-existent, you probably wouldn't appreciate this. I'm thinking I'm waffling. That's absolutely fine. So if the universe has appointed a child to exist as a farmer in this planet, a livestock farmer or something, if that child grows up and then you as a parent steer them in the direction that, oh, they have to go become a medical doctor, that's why you'll find a bunch of us exist, a bunch of folks exist on this planet. You will lack fulfillment. There will be ups and downs. Believe me. Don't be under the impression that the invaders, the colonial masters, do not know about African spirituality. In fact, the invaders, they know the secrets of African spirituality more than you, black folks, that have abandoned your bloodline, the trueness of who you are spiritually, and ran off. Yes, thank you. The Chinese, I'm telling you right now, because it's an understanding of the powers that control the universe. They have their own Akosejaye, is what I'm telling you. They do it, they don't play with it. They practice it unapologetically, like the brother said earlier. Because when they have a child, they look at it. If this child would be someone that Orino, the Ori has appointed the child to be a chef, somebody that cooks food, that feeds people, that this, they already know from the infancy. They already know. So what do you have to do as a parent? Is to guide your child or your children accordingly. So if the universe is appointed, maybe it might be a child that comes from the Ogundare Ogunshakin family, Ogundikbe, a family where Ogun, the god of iron, is prevalent. I'm just giving an example, talking hypothetically. A child in that bloodline might be like, whatever this child does in their lifetime must hold on. That's interesting. Would you mind expounding on that? Chinese hold on to their names as well. Would you answer what you answer to matters? Of course. Thank you, Simisola. The Chinese, of course, you ever seen what they hold on to? They don't. They don't bend because of white folks or because of black people or who? This is what I am saying. Why are black people afraid of who they are? You so want to, we are so desperate to strip ourselves of who we are. You try to be someone else. We have our children. You're a Nigerian, a Yoruba person. Ogundele Nisone, man, you're from the Ogundele lineage. Because you happen to now live in the US, you live in New York, you now have a green card, you have an American passport. So you have a child in the States. And then and then you name your child Tyrese. You name the child Rihanna. Tyrese. What is Tyrese? Omo Jebuden, yeah. You're from Abeokuta, you're from Ogun State. You're from Oduduwa land. Tyrese. Just because it's cool. Just because it's cool. Someone said Tyrese Ogundele. Just like I bear Phrankleen. My father named me Phrankleen. I mean, Oyedeji is my first name, and I love it. It's a beautiful name, Oyedeji. People that know me, I grew up with, they call me Deji, right? Oyedeji. It's a beautiful name. Phrankleen is just a middle name, you know, my father gave me. If I ask my father now, you know, it's a name I grew up with. It's my name. It's been on my documents all my life. But if I ask my father, where did Phrankleen emanate from? Must have seen it in some black and white movie. Just rolls up the tongue nicely. Oyedeji, Phrankleen. And what you answer to matters. I love what that lady said. Believe me. I'm talking about Akosejaye. It's basically gives the guardian or the parent of the child an insight into the universal data set that's unique to the particular child. And I'm talking to you spiritually now. Do you know how beautiful parenting that child is? That's why, speaking of the negative side of life, that's why, especially in homes, polygamous families and families where if you're not spiritually inclined, those people with the activated third eye, they can see. When they see, they will see into the future of a particular child. When they see that this child is going to be, when they say, oh, this person is going to be great, every human being has the ability to be great. You are called into this dispensation to do something that's unique to you. One of the worst things that can happen to us as a people is to go completely off track and not be aligned with our universal calling. And this is the case for a lot of us. If you were raised by parents who were busy practicing African spirituality in the background for their own benefit, whilst in the front end of daily lives with you, around you in the house, they're pretending as evangelists, pastors and pastor misses or deacons and deaconesses, right? They're doing you a major disservice because they've raised you into the wider society utterly blind. I can't blame you. You're a product of your environment. During your formative years, as a child, you're like a sponge. You grew up around mommy and daddy, and all you know is your dad telling you that your family lineage, your bloodline is demonic. You should dissociate yourself. It's demonic. It's just demonic. You don't go there. You don't know nothing about your extended family tree. You don't. It's got to be some made up sky daddy worship. You have no regard. You don't understand. You don't even know the power that lies in your name. So you're a product of your environment. Daddy becomes Ogundare, daddy becomes Oluwadare in the name that somebody somewhere tells them that, oh, it's demonic. Everything about African spirituality, the trueness of us as black folks, Some self-appointed charlatan in the name of invaders' religion would tell you it's demonic. It's always black folks. Go on. This is what I'm telling you, man. It's nice to also gain an insight, knowledge into other cultures, you know, even if you don't practice them, to know how the world really works. Who would have known? The Chinese. Do you know how beautiful, how easy, how convenient it would make your parenting cycle be? You know the element, you know who they are. So if you yourself are spiritually grown, you have a better understanding, right? You'll be able to nurture them accordingly. It's absolutely easy to exist on this planet, and it's also scary. It's very easy to exist on this planet and not fulfill your purpose and end up dead, 6 feet deep, chapter closed, gone, the end. Believe me, man, it's absolutely, I mean, the more I look at it, it's actually scary. Because why? You wade through life absolutely blind. You have no clue about who you really are. There are people. Do you know what's fascinating about life? Now, I'm talking to my brothers and sisters watching me. This comes from no place of castigation or anything. Please pay attention. Do you know, like, as normal human beings, everybody, there might be 1,000 of us on this that will watch this video or whatever, right? You're living abroad, you're in the UK, you're in the US, you're in Germany, you're in whatever. You may be designed to actually make it in Africa. You have no business being in the West. That's why some people will live in the West for donkey years. There is nothing to show for it. And there is something fascinating about the spirituality. The moment you manage to eventually retrace your steps and you get in front of a custodian of the secrets of the universe, and they tell you, if you then run away from it and go back to that old ways, the universe will beat you down until you go in that direction. We hear that a lot in our community. Oh, I have a degree. Oh, I've also got 2 master's degree. I've worked for this before. I worked for that before. But today I'm an Uber driver. Now, let me be clear. I am not, and I would never sit down to talk down on any man's, hard labor or whatever honest living that you find yourself involved with. But I'm talking from the angle of, if you hearken to your universal call, if you knew precisely where you should you really be a taxi driver in the UK? Should you really be washing toilets? Let that marinate for a moment. Some of you, that 9 to 5 job, you got to wake up in the morning because you need that paycheck to keep the roof over your head. Bills have got to be paid on a monthly basis. But deep down inside, you know that you're not fulfilled. You can't deny it. There's just something beautiful about the universal energy. You cannot deny it. When a man or woman lacks fulfillment, only you will know. There's always chaos within. You might not be able to know how to control or stop the chaos. How do I come out of this? Well, this wind, how this imbalance, how do I navigate my life? Somebody said, I'm living in Nigeria, but hubby and I are thinking of leaving because of the insecurity. As one Nigerian pastor said this morning on the program, besides having faith, we must have a plan B. Yo, let me tell you, Mags, I like what you said, my sister, and I'll respond to that. First of all, there's a particular pastor, I'm not going to name him. A video clip has been circulating the past few days talking about, oh, you got to have plan B. Like me and my wife, we have plan B. Don't listen to those charlatans. They run churches where they siphon money on a daily basis. Those people are sitting on a tank of multi-millions that most can only dream of in their lifetime. Now, don't let them lie to you. So when you see, this is the worst thing that anyone can tell you. You know, these have a plan B. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You see, I am not saying traveling is a crime. Please, so pay attention. I'm streaming from the UK. I'm going somewhere. Pay attention before you start mudslinging. You see, a lot of us are mentally conditioned that abroad is the getaway ticket, is the key to success. It is when you then get to abroad, you then get sucked into the abroad system. Reality slaps you in the face, left, right, and center. You accept your fate. You carry on paying the bills. Look, I can assure you, there are plenty amount of people, black folks living abroad, that are unfulfilled. But you know that thing, you just get on with it. You get on with each day. There are plenty of people that just can't get on the plane to Nigeria, pay for a 6-hour flight tomorrow. Let's call a spade a spade. This is not trying to put, I'm just talking reality. And they've lived in this system. They are educated for donkey years. There's nothing to show. There's just something out of place. Again, it's a very deadly statement. You see, this is what I'm telling you about the religion of the invaders. When you tell people, oh, you better have plan B. Hey, your Canadian PR, you know the way this Nigeria is going. There's a growing number of expatriates in Nigeria. They want to flush people out of Africa. If black people are not careful in the not so distant future, the place we actually call the motherland will be completely gone if we are not careful. The abroad you're leaving, you soon realize that generation after you, your children, your children's children, they can't lay a claim. Look, man, I can have my children here in the UK, right? My children can have their own children here in the UK. Their children can have their next generation here in the UK. My brothers and my sisters watching me, man, let's call a spade a spade. Yes, they're British citizens. Oh, they were born here. Oh, the birth certificate says they were born here. Yada, yada, yada. It's all well and good. Do you think that bloodline can lay a claim to this country? Let that marinate. At every opportunity, they will let you know you ain't one of us. Because yes, obviously, you're an African. So if you're totally disconnected from your roots, you've done goodbye to back home. You don't even know about your lineage, where you emanated from. You're desperately doing everything so that you'll be accepted in New York. You're not from New York, man. You migrated. You're not from New York. You can speak Ebonics all you want. You're not from New York. You emanated from Nigeria. I'm telling you for free, bro. You can live in Atlanta, Georgia, and whatnot, man. It's great. You can live in a state. We can claim I've been in the state for 20 years of my life. Oh, yo, my man, what's up, bro? Man, yo, Chi-Town, stand up. You keep quiet. Yo, Chi-Town. Yo, I'm from Chicago, baby. Bro, keep quiet. You grew up in Surulere in Lagos. You're from Ogun State. Keep quiet. Yo, what are you? Yo, what it do, man? Yo, what it do? You're from New York, baby. Yo, button, keep quiet. You're not from New York, bro. Yes, you have an American passport. We get that. From the immigration point of view, you have the American passport. You did not emanate from New York. Yo, what's up, my man, man? Hey, yo, ATL, stand up, ATL in the building, baby. What's up, baby? Shut up. You're from Ogun State. Let's go to Ogun State and stand in the middle of the road. Yo, Ogun State, stand up. Or okay, now you're talking. You can't lay a claim to them places, man. You kidding me? Black folks are so delusional. Hey, yo, what up, man? Hey, yo, my man. You meet some people. Yo, I met a guy the other day. It's Phrankleen. Phrankleen, I used to live in the States, bro. You know, I moved to the UK now, man. Well, yeah, what's going on, my man? Yeah. So, what's your name? My name's Lee. Well, some people call me Lay. I'm looking at this black dude like Lay. I'm like, yeah, you can call me Lay, bro. Yeah, man, I love your show, bro. Your name is Lay. He said, yeah. So he could see the smirk on my face. So I said, bro, where are you from? He said, I'm a yummy, I be Nigerian now, you get, you feel me? His name is Olalekan. His name is Lekan. What were he? He called me Lee, I'm Lay. His name is Lekan. What do you have to do? Yo, call me Lay. Yo, what's up, man? He had a baggy jeans, overly sized, some overly sized Jordans, Dura, kilo down. Yo, what up, man? Oh, man, you killing on YouTube, bro. Yo, what's up, man? G, calm down, my boy. Lekan. Igbira Bruku. Lekan. Eventually, I was able to peel him back like layers of onion. Wọ́n fún mi Yorùbá ọmọ ìyá mi ó yẹ ọmọ ìlú ọba láwa náà láti máa mú fún wọn mú fáwọn wo ọmọ Nàìjíríà ni ẹ. Yo, what up, man? Yo, what's up, man? Yo, kí ni calm down? Kí ni? And this is what, as black folks, this is what we regard as achievement. We ship home the American accent. Lekon would go to his village in Ogun State. Within the farms, the tranquility of his village, the farms and the village, and you look at the elders back in Ogun State. Yo, what up, pops? Yo, son, man, I love them goats, man. Oh man, yo, what up, man? In New York, man. Oh, New York, man. We don't have chickens on the road in New York. Keep quiet. Lies. And if it's the one here in the UK, yo, what's going on, big man? What's going on? What you lot saying? Man? You lot got enough chicken in here. Do you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, brother? In front of your elders in the village. Oh, if you come for any farm, because your head gaskets to one, you go blow down. Bruv, you hear me the way I'm talking, right? When the plane touches the ground in Nigeria, brother, I'm telling you for free, man. When I come out of that plane, yeah, you might go into places where you speak. I don't have time for all of that. That's my country. That's my motherland. As soon as the plane touches the ground, Murtala Mohammed Airport, man, they open that door. You step out. How far? Kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ náà? Aláyé ṣọwọ́ pa. Ẹ̀gbọ́n kílẹ̀ ń bọ̀ fún wa. Àmọ́ mẹ́rán lẹ̀ fún wa kàn máa manage change wá ṣeré. Mutiu, bá ń gbé trolley wá ṣeré. Wọ́n náà gbélé kó fi mú nǹkan. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi, Aláyé. That's it. That's my motherland, man. Yeah, bro, what's going on, man? What's going on with this Amala joint, man? What's up with these, man? You guys got cable in this Amala joint? You got cable, man, over there in New York, man. You know, we got Amala joint. Amala joint, we keep quiet. You're lost. This is the problem that we have. Why am I saying this, right? We're having a bit of a laugh here. I have your attention now. It's the same thing whereby amongst us as black folks, some of us, when you look at your children, just having British accent and American accent, you don't have a simple understanding that you're a product of your environment. Just like their peers who were born in Nigeria would have the normal local accent. It's natural. If they grew up in Lithuania, they would sound like people in Lithuania because they were born in the States. Of course, they would adopt the American accent. It's just organic, it's natural. But some of these black folks, that's why you so want to detach. I went to a friend's wedding a few days ago, and I was at my friend's wedding, and at the in-house, because of the pandemic, it was just a number of about 15 of us and stuff. At um, the little reception, there's this lady. She thought it was cool. If only she knew the kind of person that I am. Was just she thought she was sounding cool. I'm from Edo State in Nigeria. So I told her, I said, "Oh, I've been to Edo State before for a friend's wedding. I went to Irua, right? It's a beautiful place." And I said, "Oh, what part of Edo? Oh, I don't really associate with the Edo language." You know what I'm saying? She's got gap teeth, very wide gap teeth like this, with excessive amount of lipstick running across the borders. Of course, that's a separate topic. Yeah, it's going to irritate me, And then she's I don't really associate with the Edo language. Do you know what I mean? Language. I said, what do you mean your mother tongue? So what do you mean to be surely a buruni? Like who gave birth to these people? I don't even have a clue. Do you know what I'm saying? Last time I went to Edo was one of my uncles. Man, yeah, the lipstick was quite excessive. Them chip ones are just running to overdrive across the edges of the lips. So called shaman. I don't even think the red color suited her. But of course, that's none of my business. And then he was smacking the lips and just so I had to just terminate the conversation and drifted in another direction to go get some jollof rice. And that was that. And there are abundance of them like that living abroad. You have no clue, identity gone. Identity that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about you having a driver's license or carrying a passport. That's not the identity. Who you really are, it's gone. Imagine, I don't associate with the Edo language. Nya, 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 nya. Wow. Talk about your roots, where you came from, just like that. And you don't see anything wrong with that? Some of these speeches are, oh, I came to the UK when I was 5. In my house, we don't really speak all that Edo stuff. And I said, what, did you leave with your mom and dad here? He said, oh, yeah, my mom and dad. And those ones are parents. Thank you, and it's ignorance. It's not even ignorance. It's heightened ignorance. It's unbelievable. Do you know? That's what I'm saying, man. So tying this back to spirituality, a lot of us, African spirituality, the misconceptions, the lies, and black folks are the only ones that we dissociate ourselves from who we really are. We embrace other. Why? Why are we so doggone crazy to embrace other people's culture, other people's belief system, but yours, you label it as, oh, it's not good enough, it's demonic, it's this, it's the hypocrisy, right? I was talking about Akosajaye earlier, right? Other people, you realize that they have they embrace their spirituality. You would never find the Indians pretend to be Christians. No, they are who they are in the front end and in the back end. Even the Pakistanis, if they are Muslims, fine. Whatever traditional things they are inclined with, they don't hide it. The Sikhs, whatever they believe in, they gone. This is what I'm saying. If you, okay, I'll give you another one. In African spirituality, Ajay is known as wealth, right? Ajay is the Yoruba word for wealth. Somebody might have a restaurant. They are selling food. Now, Owalo Shishi Ajay, basically, it's a bit of a ritual. Ajay Wabamigbe. You're basically talking to your Ori, you're connecting to the universe. You're commanding the deities of wealth to come and reside, for wealth to grow. How is that demonic? Seriously speaking, Ajé wa ẹni tó bá lékú méjì kò fún mi nìkan, ẹni tó bá lẹ́ran méjì kò fún mi nìkan, ọ̀gbẹ́ni tó bá ń wá sí sàkání mi, kó fowó bá mi lò, kó fọlá bá mi lò. They activate the energies for you. And you, of course, let me be clear. We're not talking about Ajay because they do that for you, and then you have a nasty customer service, or your food tastes like crap. Ajay kokon ni wa fi be se bujoko. In fact, oh boy, you've opened a gateway of calamity to yourself. If you understand what I'm saying, let me read this quickly. Phrankleen, some of them are acting, hiding their insecurity. I had to pay to learn my ancestral tongue in adulthood because of Western worshipping parents' refusal to teach me when I begged as a child. There you go. Let me read this. Why is it Nigerians do not speak their mother tongue in the home, yet the Asians freely speak their mother tongue? They are proud of their heritage. You make a good point. This is what I'm addressing. You see, all of these things that you're talking about, they are interwoven. So people that actively strip themselves of the knowledge of their mother tongue, deprive their children, will definitely put in a lot of energy to make sure that they don't gravitate towards African spirituality, who they really are. I'm telling you, bro. Yeah. Black folks are the prime beings. You don't understand that the oppressors, they recognize the powers that we actually possess as Africans, as black folks. They do. That's why there is a universal effort to carry on destabilizing us generations after generation. I'm telling you, man, let's play little game. There are plenty people in our society. Go and look within your own jurisdiction, your family tree, your siblings, or maybe your cousins or aunties, uncles, some of your parents. If you can have a conversation with them, start talking about African spirituality. You'll be shocked. If they do open up, you'll be surprised that your dad or your mom might just, yeah, okay, is that what you want to do? Okay, I can actually call, I have one Baba's number here, and he will, mom. Because why? You've always known your mother to project herself as some pastor, as some evangelist. The hypocrisy is staggering. Oh, they would claim that, oh, they're doing X, Y, Z to protect you. It's a lie. And if I may say this, may the universe guide me and protect me. There are some of your parents that the kind of wealth that you grew up to know that mommy and daddy are affluential. Speaking of those with dark energies, some of your parents, stay with me, what I'm about to say. Now, some of your parents who have sworn to dark energies, they've looked into your universal data set, from when you're a baby. So they get that downloaded. They use it adversely to elevate themselves in terms of social climb, wealth accumulation. So they leave you empty like a carcass. You're wandering the face of the planet. They will be the one behind you telling you that they are pushing you here and there. Why is it that you're not fulfilled? Go and do this. Okay, take this money and stuff. But you realize that as an adult, you really can't put your hands on anything and be prosperous. They have seen you from childhood. Some parents might have 4 children, 3 children. They use the universal data set of their children to elevate themselves. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Oh, somebody says someone can do that to their child. Of course. You may not be able to. I may not be able to. Of course. I'm just telling you that people that are sworn to certain orders whereby negative energies are the order of the day. Yeah. They will be the ones. So they can see you from when you were born. They can see a universal data set. And they will tamper with it. They will use it. So you grow up to know your dad is with his agbada. You grow up to see that dad is quite influential. So they have you on the lockdown. They dictate. They are heightened narcissists. It's just not normal. They have you on the lockdown in terms of progress. And if you dare try to stare out of their jurisdiction, they become vicious. You ever wonder? They will tell you that you do as you're told because you're just existing as a human, but you're basically have been used for their gratification, for their elevation. So why should you grow out of that jurisdiction? No, you shall not buy any wouldn't learn anywhere. They give you the bare minimum to survive. They give you a car. In fact, they were the ones to tell you it's if you're a man, it's time to survive. I mean, it's not survive. It's time to settle, to get married. They'll be the one to dictate your partner and give you who they want you to settle with. They control. You're like a pet in a zoo. They use it. I'm just telling you, man. But of course, in African spirituality, it's absolutely possible for you as an adult, okay, in this pathway to actually get a breakthrough from that. Of course. So if you then come across a genuine Babalawo, custodian of the secrets of the universe, they can help you break away from such lifelong battle. Because what tends to happen is at some point you might just drop off and die mysteriously. It's getting a bit dark, right? Some parents are evil, some aren't. So yeah, it might even be a case of maybe you lost your parents when you were a baby or whatever. Your auntie raised you, your uncle raised you, that uncle from your father's side, your maternal uncle or auntie raised you, and they've got their own children. Some of them they tap into because maybe your mother died when you were a youngin. They take it upon themselves to tap into your universal data set. Who is this child? Who is this boy? And they tamper with it. Some of them, they tamper with your universal data set so that they can use it for themselves or for the gratification of their own children. If you're lucky enough, you might break away from it if you see the light and you're able to get help. Some people, you would never, you die that way. This is why I'm talking about fulfillment. You understand? Some of you, you might be having issues with your parents that anytime you're trying to do something positive, something that will give you freedom, that will give you elevation that will make you get that transition from this point to that point, they will always be against it. There is more than meets the eye. There is more. There is more than meets the eye. You might just be fighting them. Mom, I'm grown, for God's sakes. Your mom took a covenant donkey years ago. You must not get out of line. They must hold you down. They must. They will be the ones telling you to go to that pastor. They must steer you in the other direction. They must keep you down. Your mom that you know that has several properties or businesses and stuff has tampered with your data set. That's just one of numerous possibilities. You do get the gist, right? All I'm saying is, as black folks, we need to stop tearing down who you are. African spirituality, long and short, is about knowing who you are. Know thyself. It's a beautiful journey. It's a lifelong journey. All right? It's a lifelong journey. Some of you, especially those of us from Oduduwa land, if you ever get to know who you are, the beautiful thing is that's why it's never a good thing, before I forget, to look at other people's lives, to look at other people's progress. You know why? A lot of these things, when people get jealous, you see that guy, that lady over there is selling shoes and bags. She's doing very well. Yewande owns a hairdressing salon, and Yewande is successful. Like, she's got several chairs rented out. She also has a a barber shop next to it. She's doing well. You get jealous and you think, oh, you're going to go open your own salon because you want to prove a point or outdo Yewande. Now, Yewande might have tapped into her calling. I'm talking hypothetically here. And she stays in a pathway. This is who you are, these hands. As long as you are beautifying people, as long as you are beautifying people's heads, as long as you are doing this and this is your pathway. Yewande stays in a lane, activates the best of her energy. You are blind internally and physically. You think it's just about opening a shop. So you are competing with her now. You want to outdo her. Jealousy. You're driven by jealousy. She's driven by being in alignment with her Ori, being in alignment with the universe. You see the difference? That's why you will fail. That's why you will crash. That's why you will never do well. Do you understand what I'm saying? Somebody might be like, these persons calling, because you are from the Ogun lineage, must always work with metal. That person might then grow up to become an engineer, or start fixing cars, start fixing trucks, then own a business selling cars, selling car parts, and they become affluential, they become successful. You are blind because you think it's enough that you just have a template of, is it just to buy cars? I know 10 auction places I can buy cars from. I can ship them to Nigeria. You realize that you are bombarded by financial loss. You realize that you're not doing well. You realize that every person you align with or trying to sell the car to or helping you to sell the car, they're desperately fleecing you left, right, and center. You owe the banks money, and then you start telling people there is no money in car business. No, it's car business you're calling. I'm just citing examples. A lot of these parents, they will impose on you. You got to go to medical school. You must become a lawyer. You must become a doctor. Maybe this person has a universal calling, a universal selection that they must work with herbs organically. They must work with pregnant women. They must heal and treat people organically using herbs. backed spiritually by the universe itself. Maybe that's their calling. Maybe they must offer therapy alongside that with people. I mean, to people. Do you see what I'm saying? But you force that daughter of yours to go become an accountant, to become a lawyer. Zero fulfillment. It's very easy to spend the bulk of your life and it's just nothing to write home about. Yes, sir. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, man? It's absolutely possible to exist through this lifetime and zero fulfillment. Okay, we get it. There are challenges in Africa. Nigeria, for example, there's a truckload of palaver that you can come up with 10 justifiable reasons why you want to jump on the plane and go to the US, why you want to relocate. We can talk about basic amenities. You know what? On paper, I'm not going to refute people's claims. On paper, just being reasonable, it's understandable that, come on, man, I'm Yawa Yankee. Now, it's one thing to then fight and go get that visa and go relocate and go start your life abroad. But it's physically impossible for us to sit here and be able to go through each and every person's level of fulfillment in life. It's humanly impossible. You watching me right now, you know exactly how your journey has been so far. There is more to life than say, oh, I've got a British passport. Oh, I have a green card. Oh, I've got an American passport. Sadly, and it emanates from a bit of poverty and inferiority complex. We make it a big deal within the black community. We shrug our shoulders amongst ourselves that, oh, I've got the American passport. I got British body. But if you have a good understanding about life, you understand that there's more to life. In the same UK, there are people without papers. You and I may know them that, this person doesn't have papers. Yes, they're living in the shadow of the system. They might have built homes in Africa. They might have a thriving 5-acre farm in Nigeria. They might have a fish farm where they're raising catfish in Nigeria. I know persons that as I speak, as I record this right now, they don't have papers. And if you look at what they have achieved, you'll be like, God damn. And there are persons who can walk with their chest held up high on the pavement of any street in the UK. And those people can't even stand juxtaposed with those illegal immigrants. There is more than meets the eye. In fact, to make it worse, you might even be earning more than those people living in the shadow of the system. Somehow, you will have nothing to show for it. You can walk into any bank with your ID and your passport. If they hear a police siren coming from distance, they have to look over their shoulders 20 times and go the other way because they're in a blind panic 24/7. But my point is, in the midst of all the brouhaha and all the being in the shadow of the system, they might be there abroad 5, 6, 7 years, 8 years, and they've achieved quite a lot. And you ain't got nothing to show for it. We get defensive because 90% of what you own, you pretend to own, is actually owned on credit. If you see some people with their fat wallets, it's filled with credit cards, money that don't belong to you, basic. Then no, with your British passport, you dare not stay in Nigeria for more than 2 weeks because you got to resume to that job that's killing you. All I'm effectively saying, okay, there are persons, let me be clear, let me just put a disclaimer. There are persons that have come abroad that are doing fantastically well. Fantastically well. Yes. This is what I'm telling you. Regardless of all the hula baloo, the truckload of palaver that we might be able to align Nigeria with, for example, There are people in Nigeria as I speak that have got crazy, stupid money. They live like gods and they do not benefit from nepotism. They have no uncles or aunties in the government. They do not. They don't. Some people might just be selling dry foods, shipping from one part of the country to the other. Some have multiple clothing stores. Some have whatever. Some are selling cars. Some are whatever type of business. Some are just cooking, selling food. Some of the monies they are making back there. Don't forget, we agree that Nigeria has XYZ problems, but I'm laser targeting my focus on individual fulfillments in this dispensation. In the same Nigeria, some of us here living abroad, you get on the plane, you're going to Nigeria for your quick 2 weeks. You dare not get out of place with your little £500 spending money in your pocket. You know, what be that £500 will not last you 2 weeks. You can't live the way they are living, not necessarily extravagantly, but they are bloody comfortable. I have met people in Nigeria that you have to do a double take in their premises, in their compounds. Like, wait, is this house is this Nigeria? They live a well-insulated lifestyle. They've got everything they need. They're bloody comfortable. They live in the same, and they're not, because there is also, people make a lot of these things. Oh, yeah. In order for you to make it, you're going to know somebody in the government. There are people, yes, that are actively benefiting from nepotism. You think I don't, come on, man. You think I don't know? But I'm telling you that in terms of universal fulfillment, Ifa does not need nepotism. Never. Your universal fulfillment does not need nepotism. You don't need to dip your hand in the public purse and steal public funds to then disguise that as success if you actually align with your Ori. Do you understand what I'm talking about? So there's a lot of these toxic conversations that circulate when you're talking to some people. They instantaneously they come up with this very weak, baseless rebuttal. Like, oh, Nigeria, oh, man, not in that country. You're crazy. You're blind. You are blind. I have personally met someone who gets dried crayfish from the eastern part of Nigeria and other type of dry foods from the eastern part, will ship it down. Let's not even talk about abroad. We'll ship it down to other parts of Nigeria, Lagos, Ibadan, Ogun State. And these people are making daily money. Your jaw will drop. They've never stepped on the plane to go to the UK or the US. And I remember one of my trips to Nigeria, my jaw was on the floor. What are you talking about, man? They sit down, they create jobs. They got crazy money. Accountants have to come daily to come and carry bag load of money and do paperwork for them. Are you buzzing? And the only thing some of you or some of us have got to show for it is your half-baked British accent. Oh yeah, I was in the UK when Prince Charles was born. Sit down. Yeah, when Prince William was born, I remember then I was living on Harley Street, and then there's Uncle London. In fact, I used to walk next door to the bridge, the tunnel where Princess Diana died. It was really devastating. Keep quiet. And then to make yourself feel good, you start saying things when you see people that are doing well, you just start, maliciously, vindictively labeling them as, oh, they must have made the money from fraud. That guy with his dark shade is definitely the Yahoo. You keep quiet. Religion is looking for someone or something to worship. Spirituality is you being God. Yes, yes. Bullseye, VA. Spirituality is you being God. I am the God that I'm looking for. I am a God in my own right. Of course, if a religiously inclined person was listening to that, Danny, boy, you are arrogant. Can you imagine? Oh, line I read with Jason and Shah. What, Danny? I'm not a Christian. Oh, somebody's saying, Phrankleen, what's your, let me respond to that, motivation for staying in the UK? First of all, you don't expect me to discuss my private plans with you. And second of all, bad grammar. What's my motivation? I am not motivated to stay in the UK. I came to the UK donkey years ago, roughly 2 decades ago. Grew up in the system. You understand what I'm saying? So what the future holds for Phrankleen is what you need to stay tuned to witness. But of course, it will be in line with my Ori. Do you understand me, bro? Good. You met me along the line as I go through life, as I wade through the waters of life. So, what I have discovered in the course of my universal journey, you do not know. Where this dispensation is taking me, you do not know. But there is a clue in the username on the screen. If I can just drip feed you a little bit. Okay? Religion is the fact that a community of people are united to practice same beliefs. Your vision of spirituality, as you talk about African spirituality, is very new age. It's a Western view. Who is this? Western view. What are you, Serena? Serena, I'm gonna throw my shoes at you. What? What? Serena, I wish I could throw my shoes. Girl, don't you ever. Western Guinea, I'm a proud follower of Orumila. I'm a practitioner of Ifa. Eh? What's Western about Ifa? What's wrong with you? Oh, Western Phrankleen. so, Serena, you must not know about all of this gorgeousness. What's up with you, baby? What's up, man? Come on, man. You went off track with that one. If it's so bad, let me read what Michael Serena got that wrong, man. Nigerians kill me with their stupid assertions that if it's so bad, why are you still living in the abroad? I feel like slapping them over the phone or internet all the time. Thank you. It's a very common, a very baseless and weak rebuttal. You see, when you're having a conversation, thank you for that, Michael. When you're having a conversation with the average Nigerian, and especially if you're talking about abroad, they'll look at you like, look at this guy. He's sat in the UK. He's telling me, yeah. Do you know the number of our people that are lounging abroad? My brothers and sisters. You don't even need Phrankleen to tell you. Go and look at what this pandemic has done to a lot of people. People are begging. Imagine people who are living in the shadow of the system with no papers. And then virtually all the workplaces that they used to get underground jobs were shut down for more than a year. How do you think those people are surviving? They have no recourse to public funds. They have nothing. Some of them have children. I'm Oh God, get on shit, Serena. Let me go and read. Serena is a troublemaker. She said, but why don't you say that your religion is the Yoruba religion? There are several African religion, not one. I didn't say African religion. That's wrong. That's your assertion. You failed right there. I've never said African religion. African spirituality. Of course. I'm coming. There are several African religions, not one African religion. I'm Congolese, not Nigerian, Igbo, or any Nigerian tribe. Of course, listen. When I say African spirituality, I identify with Al Kabulan, right? If you then do a drop down list, when I say Ifa, anybody that's attuned, that's inclined, would know Ifa, right? Indigenous faith of African people. Ifa, I'm talking about Yoruba practice from Oduduwa land. You don't think I know that? Those that know, they know. Maybe you don't know. You could have asked me as a question and I will respond and explain. You are my sister. But don't come to me and start saying African. There's nothing like African religion, African spirituality. Isheshe, Isheshe, African spirituality. Okay? Let's not start the grammatical karate chops now. All right? I know precisely what I'm talking about. I know precisely what I'm involved with. Okay, but you can ask me questions. You can email me and I'll clarify. But don't come up with what I'm not, what I didn't say. Kilonja African religion. Just the word religion itself is like an opioid. That's what they've used to destroy a lot of our people. African religion, it's spirituality. That's where you get to know thyself. We call them Baba Cambridge. We've been in London for 50 years. All I'm just saying is, let's get to know who we are. Know thyself, my brothers and sisters, man. There is nothing to be ashamed of. You see, let me tell you this. In these, uh, in these society, I'm a Yoruba man by roots. And people watching this will tell you, imagine me, I'm a Nigerian man. I'm a black man, Nigerian. I'm boldly coming on my YouTube channel. I know the behavioral pattern of some of my people. This guy, this Phrankleen guy, but don't show you glasses. But boy, what the blood of Jesus. I reject this guy. I'm unsubscribing from his channel. But boy, let me open. They'll be running from pillar to post. Some of them would even take the time to come into my inbox. The Bible says in the book of Philippians chapter 3 verse 10, they shall hunger no more. Bum. Mama Phrankleen, you don't have really glasses here. Yes, I'm with Shunimi. By the way, I'm with Shunimi. Oh boy. And it by me, man. Look, man, until these look, man, who's this? The word religion comes from. Serena, leave me alone. Until I'm telling you, man, until we start walking in our truth. That's all I'm saying. I am unapologetically. I know some people that just because I talk about this, whilst I appreciate my brothers and sisters watching this who might appreciate what I'm talking about, there are some people in the back end that are watching this and they will have opinion. I walk in my truth, right? My surname, Awodia, Awodia. That's my bloodline. Some charlatan, self-appointed pastor would tell me to change that to Oludia, Oluwadia. Emma Shofuemini, Nibu. I've got to look into my bloodline. Who are my great grandfathers? Who were they? What did they do in their dispensations? What did they contribute to the universe? What energies is in my bloodline? Some of you have a plethora of problems you're dealing with in maybe you live in the West or whatever. Some of you just need to go home. All right, body set button, bah, bah. All those rustiness, those dead energies, they reactivate for you. Do this. Maybe some of you might even like wearing certain colors when they do divination for you. In alignment with your Ori, you get instructions from the universe. You don't do this. You might be a naturally energetic person, but you are short-fused. When you get angry, you curse at people a lot. When you curse at people that you shouldn't curse at, that energy might turn back to harm you. Do you know this? You just speak grammar. Oh, Shimo, I'm not that type of person. When people piss me off, I just go off. You see, that going off is why you remain where you are. Did you know this? African spirituality will cater to that. And do you know the beautiful thing about this pathway? You are the one in charge of your Ori. There's no daddy Geo or mommy Geo. Whilst there might be persons like the custodians of the secrets of the universe to help hold your hand, there is mutual respect. There is mutual respect. Do I have your attention? You, Ori mi àtètè nìran, wá jẹ́ mi nípò tèmi. Wọ́n ní orílẹ̀-èdè fi ń labú kí èmi lágbájá ọmọ lágbájá kí n máa forí labú ayé já. Orí lọmọ ẹranko fi ń lajù kí n máa forí lajù já. Orí mi wá jẹ́ mi nípò tèmi. Orí mi ò gbúdọ̀ gbàbọ̀dè mọ́ látòní lọ. Ẹlẹ́dàá mi ò gbúdọ̀ ráre. Gbogbo ohun tí n bá dáwọ́lé kó máa yọrí sí rere. Gbogbo ibi tí n bá kọjú sí kó máa fi ire bá mi lò, kó máa fi ìdùnnú bá mi lò. How is that demonic? Be in charge of your Ori. Kó gbá orí ẹ̀ mú and talk ìwúre, speak life. Put together the essential rituals to improve your life. Mondays in African spirituality is Ọjọ́ Ajé. Right? Ọjọ́ Ajé. Mondays, you wake up on a Monday morning, you speak life. Ajé wá bá mi gbé, ajé wá filé ayé mi ṣe bùjókòó. Right? Speak life. Financially, you bless whatever it is. You be in charge of your Ori. You speak to yourself. Ọwọ́ ayé ò ní ká mi, ọwọ́ agbénipa ò ní ká mi, ọwọ́ agénilẹ́mì kúrú ò ní ká mi, ọwọ́ abaniláyé jẹ́ ò ní ká mi. Kí n rí bá ti ṣe, kí n rọ́nà gbégbà. Mi ní rìn lọ́jọ́ tẹ́bi ń pọ̀nà. Mi ní kúkú ojú ọrùn. Lójú ayé, ọwọ́ apani ò ní ká mi o. Mi ní tọrọ jẹ, mi ní tọrọ ohun. Ọwọ́ mi ò ní kàn sàlẹ̀ àkó. Wọ́n ní ojúmọ́ ìmọ́kọ́yẹ̀ ò máa ń là. Orí mi wá dá mi láre. Orí mi wá gbè mí níjà. Má gbé mi ṣánlẹ̀ o. Ẹlẹ́dàá mi wá lànà fún mi. Kí n rí bá ti ṣe, kí n rọ́nà gbégbà. You're telling me that's demonic. Ha. Kí n rí ná, kí n rí lò, kí n má ṣàkóbàtà fẹ́gbẹ́. Wọ́n ní orílẹ̀-èdè fi ń labú, kí n forí labú ayé já. Orí lọmọ ẹranko fi ń lajù. Èmi lágbájá ọmọ lágbájá kí n forí lajù já. Kí n rí bá ti ṣe, kí n máa rọ́nà gbégbà. Orí mi àtètè ẹlẹ́dàá mi wá gbè mí níjà. You don't have an idea, man. You don't have an idea. You take your head to someone, they put something on your head. This is where your data set sits, your spiritual data set. Connect with the universe. That's me done. Be proud of who you are is all I'm saying. Be proud of who you are. Àmà rí bá ti ṣe o, àmà rọ́nà gbégbá o. Gbogbo ohun tá a bá dáwọ́lé lórí ayọ̀rí sí rere o. Ẹ ní tọrọ jẹ o, ẹ ní tọrọ mu o. Ọmọ ò ní kú mọ́ wa lórí, ọmọ ò ní kú mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́. O ní tìka àbámọ̀ bẹnu o. Àwọn alálẹ̀ a máa gbé wa o. As you go, as you come, prosperity, forwardness, success, blessings, everything you put your hands upon, success only. Àmà rí bá ti ṣe o, àmà rọ́nà gbégbá o. Ó dìgbà kan náà. Ire o. Thank you very much. Do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will most definitely most definitely catch you in the very next one. Thank you for the super chat. If you haven't, hit the bell button, the subscribe button. There'll be more videos now. All right. Apologies for the break in transmission, slight inconsistency lately and stuff. It's been a wonderful session. Thank you, Yewande Serena. I hope you get a better understanding to what I was saying and what's going on in this channel. I love everybody. Thank you very much. And I'll catch you in the very next one. Awalale amagbe yin o. Ire o.